Hey guys, man. Seems like from what I just experienced right there, I think YouTube just kicked me out of my own live stream. I don't think I said anything weird or anything that I don't think I did. Um, I'll get a link to put in here. This is such crap. Okay. Wait, I don't think this is it. It's not even showing up for me. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, here it is. Okay. Come back over to this one. Wait. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to have to do something. A1 like to talk a lot. I didn't see most of it, so I couldn't tell you. I just got I caught maybe 3 messages. Hey, Fireman Foods here. What's up, man? Good to see you, dude. I wasn't just gonna let it end like it did. It did this to me one other time a few weeks ago, but I was like wrapping up anyway. When was that? Was that at the very end of me opening the box and I was like wrapping up? Maybe it was. So it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It hasn't been very long ago that it done this, and I'm pretty sure that YouTube just kicked me out. So I don't know how I can fix this. So I don't know. Hey, Phoenix, I'm gonna have some more crackers and apple jelly. It's calling my name over here, even though it's super runny. It's also super good. Yep, yep. Mm. Yeah, that don't look bad. Aw. Mm. Mm. That's good stuff. See you later. All right, Eeyore. Mr. Bop. Paying attention to the chat. LC, I gotta say, overall, like, even the omelet with ham itself, not in bad shape, considering. And the au gratin potatoes, I don't know that like, they're pretty good. I've only had au gratin potatoes be that decent a handful of times. And those are up there with some of the best I've ever had out of the brown bags. So, overall, and judging by everything else, I feel like if that omelet would have been packaged correctly, I think there was something wrong with how it was packaged. I mean, you guys seen it. It felt really weird too, and I feel like that might have affected its shelf life. So, mm, the space potatoes. Those space potatoes, they actually kind of tasted weird, to be honest. Um, I was so happy to have gotten to eat those though, and I got to eat them literally on the day. It was like the anniversary day of them being packaged. It was a fluke. It was a weird thing. It wasn't planned or anything like that. Because a little story about that is we were actually filming it the night before, and I think we ran all the way up to like 9:30 that night before filming, and we didn't get to the point to where we opened them, and like we weren't ready. So we were like, all right, we'll come back tomorrow, and we'll finish this tomorrow. So, and that was our plan, and that's what we did. And then we had a little time that morning, and I got to figuring it up, and I was like, hey, why don't you? I asked somebody off to the side. I was like, why don't you look up and see exactly what day this is of the month and of that year? And they looked it up, and it was the exact same day of the exact same month of that year. It was Challenger year of that, and that was, I believe that was, from what we could gather, that those potatoes had been flown and brought back, and they don't do that anymore. They leave them. They expel them into space. I think what I was in the middle of saying, though, was getting to eat old MREs like this. I mean, which this one being provided by LC, like, that makes it special into itself. But then each little item unto itself has its own like bit of nostalgia and specialness to it. Like I said, you can't go buy this stuff. You can't go to the store, buy anything that tastes anything like that. So every time you get to have something like that, it's special, Oh yeah, thumbs up or down, either way. I asked right before it cut out. I think I said something about, or I asked if you wanted to wait till next week to try to light that heater, or if you wanted to do it right now. If you wanted to do it right now, I can pull it out right now, and we can give that a shot, or we can wait. Like I said, I got it stored up right. Let me look at it. There's how I got it, and it stays upright. Oh yeah, it looks good. Huh. Close to Tennessee, what? We'll be close to Tennessee. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful, man. Okay. I've been looking at houses around the Nashville and what's another popular city in Tennessee? I don't know. I've been looking at houses in Tennessee because, man, do they have some good deals on houses in Tennessee compared to here. And I live in an area, in a place in West Virginia, that you would think that it would be some of the more affordable homes. But something else I'm also noticing while doing all this looking and figuring things out is the difference in taxes between here and Ohio. It's night and day. I mean, it's night and day. If you're talking about even over a 5 or 10 year period, you're talking about a big old chunk of money. I think I said on a $500,000 house in Ohio, taxes are like $7,500, and in West Virginia it'd be like less than two. It'd be like 1,800, maybe 2,000. I'm not exact. I think it's like 1,800, or it might be less than that. It's crazy, the difference. It's a large difference between here and Ohio, and that's really the main two places that I have to look. Because, well, I live in a tri-state area, but Kentucky is not really. It's not close for me. For me to get to the Kentucky line, we're talking hour and 40 minutes, probably hour it's up there. It's a good amount of time, a lot of driving to get to the Kentucky line. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with. Well, I mean, I don't want a house in the city. I want to. I would prefer to have a house just like right out of a rural area, like a suburb area. I don't want to be in a suburb either. I want to be like right outside of something that has stores and places to eat, maybe a little bit of activity stuff, and then that I don't have neighbors right up my butt. Because I don't know how people do it. If you can hear your neighbor fart, you're too close. You're living too close to each other. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just my opinion. But and I live in town, but my neighbor is, I don't know. I might be able to throw a baseball from the corner of my house and hit theirs, but I don't know. It, I don't know. I've lived next to my neighbor now for next door for almost 50 years or 15 years, and then I lived like one other place over. So I've lived right here for at least 18 years, and it's really hard to think about not living here. Oh, burritos. Yeah, if I get honestly, I have come to find out that everything I eat affects how I feel dramatically. I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with me, or I'm pre-diabetic, which that would be something wrong with me. But every single thing that I eat, it affects me, and I have began to change my ways completely. Just like today, I literally hadn't eaten since last night, and last night when I ate, when we were out already, so we ate out, and I think that was the only time I ate yesterday. So I only ate yesterday, yesterday evening, and then I'm eating right now. This is all I'm going to eat. I'm not eating anything after this. So however much of that omelet that I've eaten, how much of the potatoes, I will probably finish that jelly and crackers. I'll probably eat up to a half of that cookie, and I'm going to save the other half because I've already had a good amount of sugar with this. But yeah, everything that I eat, it does affect me by making me feel a little bloated, or sometimes I'll feel like oddly tired, like overly tired. So what now? Fireman food is, and nobody's eating. My brother AKK Squirrel AK Nation. What now? Am I lost on this or what? Hmm. My grandma. Hey, Delicious. How you doing, dude? Mr. Peter's here. Good to see you, man. Uh, my grandma. Yeah, she used to cook squirrels, and she would also cook our frog legs when we would go frog gigging. Bring them to her, and she'd get the legs all cut up and fry them up. And if you haven't ever fried up frog legs, they jump. After you skin them and everything, you throw them in there, they jump. I guess it's got something to do with the tendons in them. That's something I have no desire to do anymore. I mean, if it's into the world, in times, like I'll go out and hunt everything. I'd cook up earthworms and eat them if I had to. But I don't have to do that, so I don't really have any desire to kill helpless animals anymore. I used to not mind it. I used to hunt. I don't have a desire to do that anymore. It is a skill that I have that I choose not to use. So, just with age, my outlook and my empathy towards animals has gotten way too large. That's like last night when we were sitting eating. Amber brought up Oh, LC. What'd you say about this? You want to wait? Do it at the beginning of the live stream? I'm cool with that. We can do it next week or the week after, whatever. Anyways, me and Amber were sitting there talking, and she goes, "Oh, I seen this thing on Facebook where they just like took down 2 houses or something. I don't know if it was a puppy mill or what it was, but it was they had 70 dogs that came from these 2 houses and are in our local dog shelter here in Mason, the Mason County Dog Shelter." And she said they're asking for volunteers to come in and walk them, to come in and give them lovin's, to come in and clean up after them, for everything. They're looking for people to volunteer to foster them. And I told her, I was like, nope, we can't, because I won't give them back. And if I go down there, like, I'll end up adopting half of them. I'll end up having 30 dogs. I can't do it. And I know it sounds bad because it's been weighing on me. Like, I feel like maybe I should go volunteer some time and do what I can do. But if you know anybody that's really wanting a dog, man, look at the Mason County, West Virginia. There was just 2 people that drove in from Canada to pick one up. There must be some. I haven't looked, but there must be some good dogs down there. And I should probably tell you guys about my old lady losing her job at Dollar General. And if I could suggest anything out of you guys, would be to do not patronize Dollar General. Do not shop at Dollar General. They are the worst about how they treat their employees. It is unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. If I tell you the story, you'll be like, I don't even believe you. It's bad. It's really bad. Had a strange dream today. I had a strange dream this morning too. Like, really weird. It was an Oldsmokey live stream, and I could reach through the stream and touch his hand and even give him a can of buckwheat with meat. Whoa, that is cool, dude. That is really cool, because I could picture that as I read it. I was like, whoa, I could see your hand coming through there and handing me. That's crazy, man. Oh, Amber's on here right now. She said 50 dogs, adoption parents, etc. I thought you said 70. But okay, so there's 50 dogs, and they need everything. Or I'm sure they could use donations. They could use anything. But man, I hate seeing any animals, dogs, cats, anything, being neglected and then treated like that. And like I said, I assume that they came from some like puppy mill or something. I don't know. But for that many dogs to have come from 2 houses, what else could it be? Like, somebody just collecting that many, that's a lot. Not be here next week. Yeah, that's why I was wondering if you wanted me to do it the week after. But yeah, we'll do it right now. Let's light the heater. Thank you for the super chat. By the way, LC. Let me get this tray out of the way. We need to talk about, or think about, name for the general. You know, I want to call him General Lee because of the Dukes of Hazzard. All right. Got a screwdriver. Pop the top. All right. I'm going to work it slow because I don't want to bend the top. I don't want that classic telltale divot in that one spot where you decided to open it. It's like a paint can always has. I did notice that it kind of looked like it was a little bit wetter. I don't know if you guys can really see it. But that could be some sort of sealant too. Oh, hey, Delicious. Sent me a super chat. Says, instead of this buckwheat can. Wait, instead of this buckwheat can. Oh, well, thank you for the super chat, dude. Holy cow, man. That was, you're too kind, my friend. You guys, there is, well, wait, I didn't put a description in this one because this is a continued live stream. But there's a link in all kinds of my videos for Delicious, or just type in Delicious MRE and he will pop up. And go subscribe to Delicious's channel because he's an awesome guy anyway. Me and him have been friends for years now and done a lot of deals together. I might need a different screwdriver because this one's just not reaching the can lid. There it is. There it is. But go subscribe to Delicious's channel if you would. There it is. It is still jelly. And it smells exactly like what I thought it would smell like. Let me get a match. And we're going to light this puppy up. See if it's still... It smells like paint and kerosene. Or like a little bit like paint thinner. It surely does have a strong smell to it. Let's turn this light off. Let's turn this light off. Might have to turn more lights off. I don't know. We'll see. Look at that. That sucker is putting the heat off. You guys got to realize that has been in that can since the 40s. Since World War II. And that'll heat your food right up now. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to light up one of these Camels off of it. And then I'll put it out. I'll be careful I don't burn my beard off here, but all right. There it is. You did hear the psst whenever I opened it initially, right? What is it now? About fair prices on eBay. What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about? Save that cash crasher. Save that cash crasher. Fair prices coming on eBay. Looks like napalm in a can. Pretty much that's kind of like... It's probably close to what that is. Except napalm would be more... It'd be thicker. And it would be... Like it would be more opaque. Instead of clear like that. This is more alcohol, I would say. But I just lit my cigarette from 1989. I believe is when this one. Wait, this is 91, right? He's 91. It said on the said on something in here. Oh wait, no. These are 97s. Lit my 1997 cigarette off a flame that was from 1940 to 45 probably. Pretty cool. Let's do live chat. Here you farted them into commission. Tim says more gasoline. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't smell like gasoline at all. But I don't know what gasoline would have smelled like back in the 40s. Probably similar to what it does today. But that doesn't have an offensive smell to it, you know, which I don't mind the smell of gasoline. I mean, I do if it's really strong, but like a hint of the smell of gasoline, I don't mind it. But that smells more along the like alcohol fuel scent, and then it's got some sort of gel to it. Super bad videos. I've just been collecting for so long. I've had a lot of insanely kind people send me some really amazing vintage cigarettes. Delicious being one of them. They has sent me not every, but almost every every vintage international pack that I own came from Delicious. Delicious sent me every vintage international pack that I own, except maybe one. Actually, no, I take that back. I have a German World War II pack that History Savior sent me that I have smoked, and they're good. They're actually good. They actually have the, that symbol on them. Really, really interesting. And then I have a pack that I think I have another German pack that Steve sent me that are not open, and actually, yeah, I do, as a matter of fact, and they are also World War II era, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've even seen them ones because they're back behind all my stuff over there. But almost all my vintage packs that I got were kindly sent to me by Delicious. Insanely kind, overly kind. And then I also have fresh packs that cost as much as vintage packs, like $25 a pack. Dan sent me a pack from Australia that cost $25. I got a receipt for that. Right here, these Winfield Classics. Actually, I take that back. They were $38.99 in Australian money. I don't know what that equates to in U.S. money, especially at the time that he bought these, which was back in. Is there a date on here? I mean, I've had these for probably a couple years now, I would say. And I've only got 2 left. 2 left in there. There's a really cool TikTok, this Australian guy talking about vapes and cigarettes. It's really cool. Oops. I guess I could probably put a link to that. No, I can't because I don't have TikTok on this phone. Poutine Ruffles. You just made me think of something, and I just brought this up the other day. I wish they would bring the Lay's ketchup chips here. I'm not huge on the Ruffles, but I really enjoy the Lay's. They're awesome. Oh, he did comment recently on MRE info. That's good. Good to know. I had checked on him recently, so I knew he was still kicking. I'd say we're coming up on a year since Steve posted. If I was a betting man, I'd say we're coming. It's got to be getting close. And what I keep hearing from folks is, he's working on stuff. I mean, which I'm sure he has been. What is it? About being what? Oh, Cliff. I just was looking at that. The Alaskan reindeer right here. And I was thinking, how could I get this into a live stream? I almost want to save it to Christmas, but we won't do that. Chunked in gravy. And then I've got I got another can around here somewhere too. I'm gonna have to go through. I hate wasting stuff, but oh, I didn't just get dented. I just caught it with my hand. I didn't catch it, but I hit it. And the ingredients in this are reindeer water, wheat flour, salt, tomato powder, caramel coloring, spice, and flavoring, whatever that is. Packed by Indian Valley Meats Incorporated, Alaska, in Indian, Alaska, Indian Valley. I bet they can some fish too, trout or something. Do they? A product of Alaska. Anyway, yeah, I need to figure out a way to get this into somehow. Maybe when I have a main that's not edible, I could be ready with this. Oh, cool, Daniel. Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. I don't know if I could. Can I buy this somewhere here? I've never. I've never seen it in any of my grocery stores, but I've never specifically went looking like, I wonder if I could find reindeer in my local grocery store. Probably not, since there's no reindeer within, I don't know, a good stretch from around here, unless they're in like a petting zoo or something like, or maybe a zoo. Obviously, there's probably some in the Columbus Zoo, but I doubt they kill them and make reindeer stew out of them or anything. Um, but yeah, definitely. I've got to come up with something for next week anyway, and I think it's going to be like a hodgepodge of older stuff that I have that I just want to open up, and that could be something to eat during that time. So maybe next week then. They process all sorts of meats at Indian Valley Meats. Hunters bring. Oh, really? Oh, okay. So they're like a processing. What do we call them around here? I guess we just call them deer processors. Like when we kill deer and stuff, we got places around here. My buddy used to have one, but he actually died in a fire in it when it. Well, I don't really know what the. I believe that investigation is still open to this day as to what happened there. There's questions of whether it was actually maybe a homicide or something. But it's weird to just so people bring them the meats that they end up selling. Is that what you're saying? Because that's I don't know. That seems a little weird to me. That which I mean it does. I don't care. I think that's probably best because they're free range animals that they're getting versus being brought up and fed antibiotics and who knows, God knows what. Yeah, I typically stay away from MRE info outside of going on and checking menus. Like I use the information part of it. I have kind of voluntarily left that so that Steve was on there long before me. He could do whatever he wants on there, so I just kind of stayed away from it. That way, if he wanted to get on there and do whatever, I wouldn't be there. So that's kind of the way I looked at that. Is Mikey still here? LC asked. Which Mikey? There's a lot of Mikes. Good night, Miss Marilyn. All right, guys. Well, sorry my last live stream cut out. Let me get the lid put back on this thing. I had to wait for it to cool down. I couldn't really touch it. There we go. All right. Store it up. upright still, just in case. You don't like the Russians, CT? I kind of like the Russians. Back when the Russians were still cheap. Now they've gotten ridiculously expensive, like $70 a piece. But back when Russians, the 24-hour rations were going for like $27, $28. I mean, they were worth it. They were worth it. And you couldn't touch a French for less than 50. I mean, unless you bought a case. If you bought a case, sometimes you can get French for like roughly 33, like 330. You get a case for like 290 shipped, and there's, I think there's 9 in a case, right? All right. I'm going to get everything cleaned up, guys. Finish the jelly. Save half the cookie. Eat the little piece that I'm going to eat tonight. And, yeah, I'm already starting to think about what's going on next week. Might be having that reindeer as fresh food. Very kind of rare for me to just eat something super fresh like that outside of maybe getting like a super fresh MRE or like Canadian IMP or something like that. So, yeah, thanks everybody who's kind enough to send in super chats tonight. Delicious came in a little late there. Sent a super chat on this particular live stream. Want to say thanks to him. It's cool to hear about the dream too. LC, thanks for the meal tonight. You guys want to think about that. Also, if you guys go over and comment on Miss Renee's channel, kind of check on her, see how she's doing, that would be cool. But yeah, it's cool seeing the heater lit too. Yeah, that was cool. Oh, man, I hate to burn it up on a reindeer. I'd rather just throw it in the water. I mean, I guess I could. That'll be up to you. I'll leave it up to you. I'll have to come up with something. See, really, to use one of those, you got to have like the little support stove that goes over top of it. And those guys made them out of all kinds of stuff. But there are actually ones that are made. They set down inside where the ring of the lid goes, and they have like 6 little prongs that stick up on the top, and then it looks like expanded metal around the outside, and it fits right down in the top of the can and keeps your can up elevated off of it so the air can get to the flame. And that's how you use those. You can't really use them without something like that to set over top of it. So I'll look on eBay and see if maybe I can find one. Oh, Germs, hey, Germs MRE, thanks for the super chat. Holy cow, man, appreciate that. Coming in right at the end there. And my screen's being really weird. Let me show you guys what it's doing. So his super chat went right over top of somebody else's message. Now it did this to LC earlier with her super chat. Let me take a picture of this and show you guys. Yeah. All right. Check this out. See how his message is over top of somebody else's? It doesn't usually do that. Usually if you send a super chat, it's just all, it's just takes the place of a normal message. But his went over top of somebody else's message, and LC's did that earlier as well, which was weird. Unusual. I've never seen it do this before. So thanks again for that super chat, Germs MRE. I appreciate it, man. Oh, yeah, the new IMPs, good luck. Good luck. They are not, they weren't easy to find. And with this whole thing going on over in the Ukraine, I think that's really what's holding back us being able to find those super fresh IMPs and super fresh MREs. Because up until then, which the IMPs weren't really, there was a few out there, but the MREs, like we were getting super fresh stuff popping up. So, but all right, guys, I am going to take off, clean up, and obviously it's getting late. So thank you guys for hanging out. I want to say a huge thanks to my patrons. Thanks to LC. Thanks to everybody else that's hung out and came back for this second part of the live stream that I got cut off from the first part. And all right, I guess all I got left to do now is say thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next live stream.